Hello, I'm Eric Friedman, the Director of Montgomery County's Office of Consumer Protection. Our mission at OCP is to ensure integrity in the marketplace. We do that by enforcing consumer protection laws and educating consumers. For this episode, we're tackling, well, an entire year of consumer concerns. Using the calendar format, we'll highlight a different issue each month and offer tips about how to avoid some common consumer scams, tricks, and ripoffs that affect people in Montgomery County. Sometimes the complaints we receive are actually federal crimes, for example, identity theft and mail fraud, so they are best handled by federal agencies. We can put you in touch with the right agency. But let's say you experience a home improvement scam that occurred here in the county. Come in, call us, email us, and tell us about the problem. We'll help you file the complaint with our office and hopefully get it resolved. But it's best to not have to get to that point, and that's where consumer education comes in. Education is the first line of defense against fraud and deception. So let's get right to our consumer protection calendar for this year, presented by our dedicated staff.
The months directly after the holidays are traditionally ones that include a lot of merchandise returns. The state of Maryland has some legal practices that must be followed by retailers to alert customers to their return policies. The first one is that all retailers must disclose the terms and conditions of their return policies. This can be done in writing either on the sales form, by a clearly visible sign in the store, or by a clearly visible label on the product. If there is a policy of no refunds or exchanges, then that must be stated as well. Regarding refunds, each store determines its own policy. For example, Home Depot requires returns within 90 days, while a smaller clothing boutique may only give 2 weeks. Even within one store, the return policy can vary. Best Buy requires returns of computers within 14 days, but allows 30 days for the return of a printer. Some stores charge a restocking fee for returns, most notably big-ticket electronic items where the packaging seal has been broken. The reason? Retailers have trouble reselling the expensive electronic items if they are unsealed, so they try to recoup some of the loss through the restocking fee. Regardless, most stores require a purchase receipt, or in the case of clothing, the original tags attached to the garment. In fact, during this economic downturn, some stores are tightening their refund policies and won't accept any returns without a receipt. So what if you want to return something and don't have the receipt? If you charged it on a credit card or store card, bring a copy of the invoice. Otherwise, be prepared to make your case to the store manager. And think ahead when giving a gift by including the gift receipt. That way, if the receiver wishes to return it, he or she will get the full price paid.
The cold weather always brings our attention to firewood and fireplaces. Maryland law requires firewood to be sold by the cord, or a fraction of a cord. And a cord is a tightly stacked, split wood that measures 4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet and contains 128 cubic feet. And don't be fooled by paying for what you think is a full cord when you're in fact buying a face cord or a rick or a rack or any name other than a cord. And Maryland law requires firewood dealers to be licensed, and the licensed dealers won't do this to you. And the best wood for burning is a hardwood like oak, hickory, maple, or locust. Softwoods like pine burn too fast and can produce potentially dangerous creosote, along with green or unseasoned wood. And what creosote is basically condensed smoke. It will condense on the inside of your chimney and form like a crusty layer. And when it dries out, or if you have a real hot fire, it will light, and it can cause a chimney fire. And those can be very dangerous. They can get out of control, sparks fly out, light your roof on fire, your house. To make sure that you're using dry wood or seasoned wood, you can, if you order like a cord of wood and you suspect it's not fully cured, you can drop a piece of it on the concrete. If it leaves a mark, a wet mark, it's definitely too wet to burn. And if it makes a dull thud, it's still not dry enough. And if it like cracks like a baseball bat when you hit it, when you hit two pieces together, then you know it's seasoned good enough to burn. You won't have any problem. And you should never burn any pressure-treated wood, trash, debris, or anything in your fireplace or wood stove. And another tip is never leave a fire unintended, and if it's open without a screen or like a glass door in a fireplace, you're asking for trouble. A log could roll out of the fireplace, come out into your living room, and burn the house out. Or sparks could fly out, light the rugs on fire. So what you need to do is put the ashes in a sealed metal container. You usually have like an ash can near your fireplace or your wood stove. Put all the ashes in there, leave it for 2 days before you do anything with them, because those embers can go for like 48 hours. And once they're in the trash can, they get more oxygen. That's when they can light and burn you out. So many house fires have started from people throwing ashes away that still had embers in it. So that's a big safety tip.
You've decided it's time to buy a new car. You think the price you see is the selling price of the vehicle? Think again. The fine print may hold several surprises. First, the dealer processing charge may not be included. In Maryland, that can be up to $100. Second, for new cars, the freight charge may not be included. That can vary greatly from vehicle to vehicle and often can be over $500. Third, rebates and incentives may or may not be deducted. There may be language in the fine print that states, includes all factory rebates and incentives. This means that the rebates have already been deducted, but does not tell you what the rebates are or how much they are. If the car advertisement does not specify the rebates, you can't tell whether the dealer is giving you a good price or not. In addition, you may not even be entitled to all of the rebates and incentives that are included. That's because there are two kinds of rebates: general availability, which are available to all, and limited availability, which only are available to certain purchasers. For example, previous owners of the same make or model of vehicle, first-time buyers, or college graduates. Some rebates are dependent on how the vehicle is financed. If you want the low-rate financing, you can't also get the rebate. Sometimes the fine print says a down payment is required to get to the price stated in the ad. This is called balance advertising, and it is not legal in Maryland. Then there's the tax, which can be quite hefty. It's based on the price after adding in the dealer processing charge and, for new cars, the freight charge, and before subtracting any rebates or down payments. So, to sum it up, you've got to do some homework, math in particular, before you walk into the car dealer to buy. Know what fees you are expected to pay and what rebates or incentives are available to you, so there will be no surprises.
And while we're on the topic of cars, have you heard of the staged or planned auto accidents? These are a fraud against all drivers and the auto insurance industry. Here is how the scam works. You are in your vehicle driving. A car filled with passengers gets in front of you. No problem, nothing suspicious. However, a second car driving fast switches lanes in front of the car filled with occupants, causing that car to slam on its brakes. Your car then crashes into the car filled with passengers, and it appears you have caused the accident. You are at fault. Everyone in the car is injured, and you may be subject to receive a traffic citation for causing the accident. This is known as swoop and squat. The two cars are working together in order to stage an accident. Car 2 is the swoop car because it swoops over, and car 1 is the squat car because they are preparing for the impact of being hit from behind. This type of insurance fraud could result in your insurance company paying tens of thousands of dollars to phony victims on fake claims. There is also a slightly different version to this same scam, which involves one car. The scam car is still packed with people, but they wait until they see you are distracted, like texting, answering the cell phone, changing the radio station, or eating. While you are distracted, they slam on their brakes and you hit them from behind, causing the accident. So, how can you avoid this type of scam? Remember the safe distant rule. Always leave adequate space between your car and the one in front. Try to maintain a space of about 10 to 15 feet or 1 car length for every 10 miles per hour you are driving.
With foreclosure rates at an all-time high, scam artists are preying on vulnerable homeowners desperate to save their homes from foreclosure. These foreclosure rescue companies claim they can help homeowners save their homes. In reality, these companies can put you in bankruptcy, steal your mortgage payments, or even assume ownership of your home. The scam artists use different scenarios when preying on people, including phony counseling. The scammer will offer to work with your mortgage company to save your house. The homeowner is required to pay an upfront fee for work the homeowner could do for him or herself. The scammer may even instruct the homeowner to stop contact with the lender and may even ask that the homeowner send them the mortgage payments. After paying the fee, the homeowner never receives the help offered and the scammer disappears. The homeowner is left not knowing what is happening with their home as they have not been in contact with the lender and the scammer has made off with their money. The second scenario is called a bailout or rent-to-buy scheme. In this scenario, the homeowner will typically surrender title to the home, believing that they can rent back their own home and buy the house back once they get their finances on track. The homeowner can end up losing their home. The next scam I want to mention is bait and switch, where the scam artist offers the homeowner a new loan that will pay off the mortgage that is in foreclosure. The problem is that the homeowner is actually signing over the home to the scammer. Similarly, in another scam, the scam artist promises to do a mortgage workout or obtain a refinance and instead files a bankruptcy in the homeowner's name. A bankruptcy will stop the foreclosure in most instances, but it only offers temporary relief. Once the bankruptcy is filed, it is a complex process that can easily result in the foreclosure going forward. Some red flags to avoid when you are looking for foreclosure help are any guarantee to stop a foreclosure, instructions to stop contact with your lender, collection of an upfront fee, instructions to send them your mortgage payment, and any pressure for you to sign paperwork. If you are having problems paying your mortgage or are facing foreclosure, speak to your mortgage company right away. Maryland's HOPE program offers counseling resources that can help Maryland residents. You can call them at 1-877-462-7555. Montgomery County homeowners can also call our office for help. We are here to help you. Estamos aquí para ayudarles. Nuestra oficina tiene investigadores bilingüe. We can help you in your language.
We deal at the Office of Consumer Protection with many home improvement issues. Now that the warm weather is here, you need to be careful of travelers. These are individuals who travel all over the country and they solicit home improvement work door to door. Their main goal is to take your money and do virtually nothing. An example is somebody in the neighborhood with extra asphalt or sealant willing to work on your driveway. Travelers are always unlicensed. Their workmanship and goods are below average, subpar, inferior, essentially worthless. Some of our concerns with travelers are that they will gain entry to your house under the guise of using the restroom or making a phone call and divert your attention and steal valuable objects such as checkbooks, keys to your car, and jewelry. Some of the other problems with travelers is they're very difficult to catch once they've taken your money or your property. They have no fixed address. They're here in Montgomery County today and somewhere 500 miles away tomorrow. If you're going to do a home improvement project on your home, you need to do your homework. First and foremost, any contractor that you're planning on hiring, you need to check to make sure they're licensed by the Maryland Home Improvement Commission. Also be sure to get firm estimates and make sure of the subcontractors and helpers and employees that you're going to be allowing in your house. I encourage you to make sure that all of the employees that you deal with are known and regular employees by the contractor. The Maryland Home Improvement Act requires that any individual engaged in the business of home improvement work be licensed through the Home Improvement Commission. It is a criminal offense punishable by up to 2 years in jail for acting as a home improvement contractor or subcontractor or salesman in the state of Maryland without the required license.
Well, we just covered the first half of the year. Stay tuned for the second. In the meantime, if you didn't catch it all, just check out our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/consumer. There you'll also find information on other consumer issues, web links, and consumer alerts. You can now find us on Twitter, where we will be sending out alerts all year long with helpful information. Okay, so here's the rest of our year of consumer tips.
Does this sound familiar? Work at home and earn $3,000 a week stuffing envelopes, no experience required, income is guaranteed, great for at-home moms, students, and seniors. The Office of Consumer Protection frequently gets calls about whether a work-at-home offer like this is legitimate. While we can't tell you whether a particular offer is right for you, we can tell you that under Maryland law, a company that advertises a work-at-home opportunity can't require advance payments for materials such as instructional booklets, brochures, programs, and mailing lists. You may have seen our advertisements in the Gazette Classifieds that warn consumers about the Maryland law. Types of scams that are advertised for work at home include medical billing work, craft or assembly work, and envelope stuffing. Ads for medical billing scams may offer special software and training materials for anywhere from $100 to several $1,000s so you can prepare bills for doctor's offices from your home computer. Few consumers who purchase a medical billing business opportunity are able to find clients, start a business, and generate revenues, let alone recover their investment and earn a substantial income. Advertisements for envelope stuffing usually advertise that for a small fee, they will tell you how to earn hundreds of dollars a day stuffing envelopes at home. You're likely to get a letter telling you how to place the same envelope stuffing ad in newspapers or magazines. The only way you'll earn money is if people respond to your work-at-home ad. Offers for assembly or craft work often require you to invest hundreds of dollars in equipment or supplies, or they require you to spend many hours producing goods for a company that has promised to buy them. However, after you've purchased the supplies or equipment and performed the work, fraudulent operators don't pay, or you do the work, but they don't meet quality standards and thus aren't paid. Work-at-home scams advertise in newspaper classified ads, on flyers, on television, and more often than not, over the internet. So how to not get caught? Never pay any money up front for any information about a work-at-home offer. As I already mentioned, under Maryland law, a company that advertises a work-at-home opportunity can't require advance payments for instructional booklets, brochures, kits, programs, mailing lists, or other items. Be skeptical of claims about earnings that sound too good to be true. Be leery when the job posting claims no experience necessary. If you have any questions, please contact us here at the Office of Consumer Protection. We're here to help.
You know the routine. You sit down to dinner and the phone rings. You answer it and there's someone trying to sell you something. The offer sounds tempting and before you know it, you agree to buying a product you don't really want. Or worse, you've given out personal information such as credit card numbers or your social security to a scam artist. Consumers are estimated to lose approximately $40 billion a year in telephone marketing scams. These scams know no race, ethnicity, gender, age, education, or income barriers. Anyone with a phone can be victimized. Yes, even cell phone customers are being hit by wireless scammers. How can you prevent this annoying practice? The easiest way is to register with the Federal National Do Not Call Registry. Do it by registering online at donotcall.gov or calling 1-888-382-1222. Unfortunately, registering will not stop all calls. Political organizations, charities, and telephone surveyors are still permitted to contact you to the extent that the state law permits. If you do end up talking to a telemarketer, never give out vital information such as your date of birth, social security number, or account numbers of any kind, and don't be shy about asking a business to take you off their call list. By law, they must honor your request. If you are still being bothered by telemarketers, you can file a complaint at donotcall.gov or by calling 1-888-382-1222.
Have you heard of the term phishing? According to Wikipedia, phishing is the criminally fraudulent process of attempting to acquire sensitive information, such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details by masquerading as a trustworthy entity in an electronic communication. Really? What does all that really mean to you? Well, it means you've gotten an email, and it appears to be from your bank, your credit card company, or some other entity like stocks, something like that where you have sensitive financial information. It's really not. It's a bogus. It's called a spoof. They're usually using headers or something like that in the email to say it's from Bank of America or Chase or any other bank that you may use or credit card company or something like that. That is really not. And they're just trying to steal your identity. They want to get your sensitive information so they can take your money or run up your credit or ruin your credit, basically. So how do you avoid becoming a victim of a phishing scam? Well, first is don't respond to an unsolicited email or spam that you don't know who it's from. Don't click on any links in an email. It may take you to a bogus website designed to steal your information. Be cautious of an email claiming to contain pictures or attachment or files that you don't know, because they may have viruses in them. Only open attachments that have come from someone you know. If there's a link in the email, don't click on it. Go directly to the business you're dealing with. They all have websites that are legitimate, and type it into the address bar and go directly to it. Never click on a link in an email because it's going to take you to a fraudulent website that's designed to look like a legitimate business, but it's designed to steal your information. Also, contact your actual business that you're doing business with that you think sent the email. Call them up and ask them, did you send me an email today about my account or something like that? They're going to probably tell you, no, we don't do business that way. And finally, contact your email provider. They may have a way for you, they may have a link or something like that you can click on that says forward scam emails here, so they can try to do something about somebody using their service or you receiving these bogus types of emails. So if you think you've been a victim of an email scam or other type of internet fraud or possibly identity theft, please contact our office. We hopefully will be able to assist you. But if not, we can help you navigate state and local or federal authorities that may be able to assist you and put you in contact with them so you can hopefully recover what you've lost.
Have you ever been denied credit or suffered a credit card billing error? Are you being harassed by collection agency? Here are some tips. If you are denied credit based on a credit report, you have the right to receive a free copy of such report. Inform the credit reporting agency if you find inaccurate information. The reporting agency must complete an investigation within 30 days and correct the inaccurate information. Upon your written request, an updated report will be sent to the creditor for reconsideration of your application. Let's say your credit card statement reflects a $500 purchase that you didn't make. So you call your credit card company, tell them you're not sending a payment because you didn't make the purchase. You hang up feeling good because of your swift action. Next month you receive your statement, and not only is the $500 charge on your account, you now have late fee and interest. Now you're really angry. Call them again. Nothing changes. Calling the credit card company is not the way to resolve a billing error. Such problems are resolved by invoking the protections provided by the Fair Credit Billing Act. In order to invoke such rights, the consumer must send a letter to the creditor within 60 days. Within 30 days, the creditor will acknowledge receipt of the inquiry and within 2 additional billing cycles, either verify the accuracy of the charge or delete from the consumer's account. Here's how to handle a call from a collection agency. Stay calm and listen. After listening, tell the caller you believe you've been contacted by mistake or you don't owe the debt. Or if you do owe the debt, let them know you can't repay it immediately. If you don't want to be contacted again, tell the collector in writing to stop contacting you. The collector is obligated under the law to stop all collection efforts. Remember, though sending such a letter does not mean you are not rid of the debt. It will just stop the contact. If you're facing financial problems, consider enrolling in a credit counseling program. Before doing so, verify the program is licensed to offer the counseling service.
Most of us are familiar with an old tactic known as bait and switch. This occurs when you see an advertisement for a product at a retail store and are enticed to go and purchase it. When you get there, coincidentally, they have just run out of the advertised item but have a different one that is just a bit more expensive. On top of that, you have invested the time and transportation costs to go to the store, so you go ahead and buy the higher priced model. Some folks ask for a rain check, which may or may not be offered. Some stores will claim that they cannot offer a rain check, that the deal was a special purchase, or that there was a limited number of the item, and when it's gone, it's gone. Consumer awareness is the key to avoid being taken advantage of in this situation. Lately, we have seen an increase in what I call bait and add. This will generally involve a service offered at an attractive rate, such as cleaning your heat and air conditioning ductwork. You respond to the advertisement, and when the service folks get there, they determine that you need multiple additional services. Most often, these added items can cost you several hundred to $2,000 or $3,000. Unfortunately, older citizens are most often the target of this bait and add tactic. Be very careful when you are asked to purchase additional services. Ask for evidence that the work is needed. Check their prices against the competition. Make a few phone calls. The money you save by not accepting the first suggestion may surprise you.
There are 2 types of gift cards: retail cards, which are good only at a particular business or chain, and bank or general purpose gift cards, which carry the logo of American Express, Discover, MasterCard, or Visa, and are accepted wherever those brands of cards are. Retail gift cards are sold for the amount placed on the card, and if sold in Maryland, may not deduct a fee or expire until the card is 4 years old. Bank general purpose cards impose a purchase fee above the value of the card and usually deduct various fees from the card's value, such as a monthly maintenance fee that might start after the card is a year old. Our advice for givers: if you want to give someone a gift card and know they are fond of a particular store or restaurant, a retail gift card is the way to go. Just check to be sure the company isn't on shaky financial ground. If the merchant closes, the cards may become valueless. Just ask those holding Circuit City gift cards. If you want to give the convenience of a bank general purpose gift card, consider the American Express gift card, which in 2009 eliminated the monthly fee that its competitors still impose. Hopefully others will follow. Make sure you give the recipient all the paperwork with the card, including the receipt. Advice for recipients: set up a gift card file where you keep the paperwork and write down key information from the card. Then spend the cards quickly. Consumers have lost billions of dollars by not using gift cards. Make sure you don't add to that statistic.
Well, that's it for this episode of Consumer Compass. Again, the Consumer Calendar is available online on our webpage, montgomerycountymd.gov/consumer. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, where we'll be sending out consumer alerts. I'm Eric Friedman. Thanks for watching.